Greetings to everyone. Welcome to the OTech Pros weekly webinar held on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I am your host, Lynn Nakamoto. Today, our topic is the top, where your ears will pop. It's an open discussion among all of us present here today. We're going to begin with Marty DeGarmo. You can take the floor, Marty.
Beautiful. Hello, everybody. Yes, as you know, Wednesday was the mega event. Yes, many of us tried to guess what it would be, but I was way off. You couldn't have done or wound up in a place like Dubai. No way did I think it was that. I mean, I thought maybe 5 years down the road. To get in Dubai is very, very difficult. I looked it up, and I got a couple of things I'd like to point out. You hear about, oh, this is an MLM, this is that, this is. You can't get in Dubai if you're an MLM. You can if you're a direct drop shipment type, and then you have to go through vetting to make sure that you're legit, or they won't let you in the country. Seriously. The UAE has taken rigorous measures to protect the residents from any fraudulent business plans since April 22nd, 2021. The other unbelievable thing is not only did we get a business or plant our flag in Dubai, we are in the tallest building in the world. We own, let me say the word again, own 2 floors. I can't imagine what that costs. We own floor 134 and 151. I believe to get to 151, you need to take 3 separate elevators. Sometimes when you look out the window in 151, you look down and you see clouds. When you go up in that elevator that high, guess what? Your ears pop, exactly like Asmi said. I know I couldn't have thought of that, but after I saw it, I said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. Another thing that to me is mind-blowing, ONPASSIVE started where most companies never reach. Now think about that for a minute. ONPASSIVE is starting where most companies never ever reach in their lifetime. In their lifetime. Unicorn companies, some of the biggest that all of you know, took years and years and years. 7, 8, 9, 10 years. If you go look at where Amazon, all the big names started, garages, attics. We started on the top of the biggest building in the world in Dubai. It's mind-blowing, guys, what we have. We are on 120 of the largest screens in the world, and they're showing ONPASSIVE around the clock. One of the screens, okay, one of them is 55 meters wide, 14 meters high. All of the screens in Dubai's mall, which is one of the biggest malls in the Mideast, if not the world, has what? ONPASSIVE all up and down the mall, all up and down the mall. And they have millions of visitors a year. And we're not talking about just visitors. We're talking powerhouse people, people that shake up the world. Yeah, you couldn't have done a better thing. You could not have done something this big. I'm blown away. And if you go look up Dubai, you'll see what I mean. Don't take my word for it. Go look. There's a main road, the Sheikh Zayed Road, right? That's the main road through Dubai. It goes right past the Khalifa building, the Gaddafi building, whatever it's called. I never say it right. The tallest building where we're at. All up and down that road on both sides, the big posters you see, ONPASSIVE. No joke. This is big, big, big. And guess what? On top of all that, and I'll stop. I have trouble stopping. The biggest thing of all that, this is only the beginning. And some of these gentlemen here were with Mr. Mufara. I've had the fortunate benefit of becoming a friend of his. I've talked to him many times for the last 2.5 years. And when I really got to know him, I said, oh my God, people need to see who this guy really is. Because you don't know until you meet him. You don't know until you talk to him. He is as unique as the company. He's as unique as the location. He's as unique as the products. Everything from him to all the way to the top of that building is unique. And we are here to stay. There's a new sheriff in town, and I'm proud to be part of it. That's all I have.
That's a lot. It's very impressive. I am just thrilled beyond words to be part of this company, a great company with magnificent achievements before it has even officially launched. It's just amazing. At this time, we're going to have our tech guys give their opinions and their feedback on anything regarding the top. So we're going to start with Collins Mana from UK.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Marty Digamo, my brother Vincent, Bob, and Oliver. You know, when we look at this monster called ONPASSIVE, who would have believed it, honestly? If I look at it every time I think about ONPASSIVE, you know, I go back to the biblical word where they said, it is like a monster seed taking its root on a dry ground. You know, it grows to become this gigantic tree that everybody is watching now called ONPASSIVE. And if you can't see it, you have a problem. There is a problem with you. ONPASSIVE doesn't have a problem, you have a problem. For to those who are still doubting, as Marty Digamo said, take a look at what has happened in Dubai. ONPASSIVE has just launched in Dubai. That is what it says. It is there everywhere. The footprint is everywhere in Dubai. You know, a total digital solution called ONPASSIVE, both physical and digital products, which we are about to witness coming very soon before our own eyes. You know, one of the things I will give credit is Mr. Ash Mofara, this one man with the idea. You know, he brought up the idea, grow with it, taking every storm, you know, taking everything behind his back, all the insult and everything. But you know what? He was steadfast. You know, he was focused on the goal to what he wanted to deliver to mankind. And that's what we are witnessing today. No matter what they have said, what will you say again today? What will you say today? We have seen it. To those who are still doubting, I always say to you, my brother, you have a problem, or my sisters, there is a problem with you, not ONPASSIVE. If you can't see it, it's because God has blinded your eyes. Right to the last moment, you will see it and you said, had I known. We are here today to tell you the story about ONPASSIVE, product that we have never seen before. And it is coming. It is coming. We are shaking up the internet space with every digital product, which you will witness. We have been crying, you know, and telling people that something is coming. People didn't believe. Remember, we go back, I always go biblically, when John the Baptist cried in the wilderness, he said, prepare the way. We said it, prepare the way, it is coming. But people have not seen it. And to those who have seen it, give a pat on your back. If you are a founder, know that you are in the best place, the best shape of your life. And this thing you've seen today called ONPASSIVE, it will last for generations to come, and it will be there to tell its own story. Not you, who is a doubter, will tell ONPASSIVE story. ONPASSIVE is here to tell its own story, which will read it, as my brother Oliver will say, Mr. Ash Mofara will be a case study. And if Mr. Ash Mofara was in this United Kingdom, I will call him Sir Ash Mofara, because he have done it all. And we are here to see a witness history unfolding in our own eyes. Thank you, Stalin. I'll leave it to you.
Thank you, Colin. Next, we have Oliver Fonte from the United States, who's going to share his thoughts with us.
Yeah, hi, everybody. It's a pleasure, and I'm so proud, very proud to be an ONPASSIVE founder. And for what I saw on Wednesday, in fact, it's unbelievable. And let me start with our CEO, a humble man, a father, a respectful man, a man that makes me to understand. I came back with a lot of things that has to not only change my life financially and the freedom that I'm going to have, but make me to understand that alcohol is not a good thing. It's going to freeze my brain. A man that make me to understand, the power of replication, that I have to replicate myself. So that something happened to me today, you know, there's somebody to continue with the journey. Like what he has done, he has replicated 1.2 million plus of us. And I know the 1.2 million plus of the ONPASSIVEians are going to replicate others. And he talks about just 1%, that if we can replicate 1%, the world is going to be a better place. ONPASSIVE is a movement, like we all know. ONPASSIVE is not yet to make that much money. Yes, we are going to make the money, the apples, but we have to impact lives. You know, we have to touch lives. But on Wednesday, what I saw on Wednesday, let me start with OBLESS. The humanitarian work that OBLESS started in India. It was emotional. And there are a lot of places all over the world, like what we saw in India, that OBLESS has started. And we are going to do more. And I am pleading to all the 1.2 million plus of us, the founders, please, no matter what, drop even if it's $1 when you want to catch money from, you want to withdraw money from your wallet, or you want to transfer the money from your wallet to your bank account. Please, if it's $1, drop it there, so that we could be able, or we can be able to at least touch somebody's life. I'm begging that we should change the world. Other companies, the big tech companies, the other big companies, the other big industries, companies that are out there or in the industry, they don't know all this. Their CEOs are most of the CEOs are among the first 10 richest people in the world. Our CEO is somebody that we have to be proud of. Talking with him for 48 hours, being with him for 48 hours, he's not only a CEO. He's not only a CEO. He jokes like a young boy or a kid for 4 or 5 years old. He cracks jokes. He embraces us, laugh with us, talk to us, make us to understand how to respect each other, make us to understand to be humble. Despite all what was going on, some technical issues, he be himself, and he conducted himself like a CEO. You know, and if he wants to joke with us after that, he was like pictures here, jumping here, eating here, playing with us as if we are kids. You will not understand that he's the CEO. We are just founders. You know, we are all equal in front of him. On Wednesday, the unicorn baby was born. Like my brother Bob said that a few hours ago or a few minutes ago, that it was a privilege and honor also for him to see the CEO push that button. Push that button. The baby that was in the maternity hall, the maternity room, came out. And it started in Dubai. It started in Dubai. And we should know what Dubai is all about. The Burj Khalifa building, the tallest building on this planet Earth. We have 2 offices. We have 2 offices there. One floor 151, the other floor 134. We have another office, and there's another office coming up. What does that tell you? Dubai has a tourists, 1.8 million tourists visit Dubai on a yearly basis, the big guns. That region like that, from Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all of that, we've grabbed the market. We've grabbed the market. That we are talking about 300 million over there, or plus in that region. That tells you that with that market. And we want to talk about technology in this, our current century. They are crazy over there. Like I just said today, that you see everybody on the street that on their iPhone, their laptop, their tablet. That tells you that technology, ONPASSIVE, with our digital products, will gain the market. Google is not there. Microsoft is not there. They use Apple products, yes. But what are the tools? What are the software that they're going to use? ONPASSIVE tools, ONPASSIVE software, ONPASSIVE digital products that they are going to use. ONPASSIVE is not a fiction. It's not an illusion. ONPASSIVE is real. Look at our buildings. If you look at our buildings, look at all the structure from Hyderabad to Dubai. Look from Hyderabad to Dubai. Look at Dubai himself. Look at Dubai itself. Mr. Ash Mufara has blessed us. He has given us everything to make us to be who we are going to be, our generation to come. That man, that CEO, that my junior brother, with an all respect, I love him. A family man. We were in the restaurant, the wife arranged the food on that Wednesday for us in that restaurant. He gave us the triple VIP when we landed. Limousine was just, they were just picking from Cadillac, they were just picking us from the airport to the restaurant, you know, our hotel rooms, the food. I want to say, Mr. Ash Mufara, thank you, and God will bless you. And I also want to take this honor and this respect to thank my big brother, Mr. Mati Degamo. You are a big brother. I didn't know that where I am today in ONPASSIVE, you saw all of us, the four of us here, and you took us down and brought up because of what is up here. And I want to say, big bro, thank you very much. Auntie Lynn, you are our mother in the house.
Yes, I have 4 sons.
Yes, you are our mother.
I feel maternal. It's good.
When I saw you at the airport, I told you, Lynn, I'm hungry. It's like you complained to your mom. You say, well, there's nothing. You went and took a bar of chocolate. That you eat. You are the mother.
We were
the OTech mom in the house.
That's me.
And you run around all our errands. You are doing it. All our documentation thing. You know, we are tech guys, but we are not in social media.
I noticed.
We are tech, but we are not in social media. You know, Facebook. What made me to join Facebook? That I'm really active now in Facebook. It's ONPASSIVE. It's ONPASSIVE that made me to like active now in Facebook. You are the one, our YouTube, this, that, run there. You and our big brother Marty, 2 of you. I would like 24 gun salute. 24 gun salute.
It's our pleasure, right, Marty?
Yeah.
It's our pleasure and joy.
Yeah.
No
And,
problem at all.
And the CEO called us, Bob and myself, on that Wednesday with Lynn, 3 of us, and talked to us privately at the corner for about 15, 20 minutes. When they were talking, Lynn came and called me that I should come and join them. And we had serious hard talk with the CEO. And my heart, big bro Madi Digamo, thank you. I didn't know that we are going to be a very good resource to the company. The 4 of us, the OTechs, the tech guys. But Madi Digamo, you have good eyes. You're a good listener, good observer. You saw us and you took us from there. And I will still say, thank you. Now the new baby is born. Everywhere in Dubai, ONPASSIVE. From the street 120 120 TVs all over everywhere is ONPASSIVE that is showing. People are asking, what then? When the baby is born, the baby need to come out from the hospital to the house. From the house, they have to start to nurture the baby from one level to the other. So my fellow ONPASSIVians, the baby is still in the hospital. Now we all know that the baby is born in a grand style, in a luxurious way. Now the baby has to come home. Thank you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you. That was lovely. Next, we're going to hear from Vincent Ette from the UK.
Okay. Thank you, Auntie Lynn, for this great webinar. I think without you and Matthew Degamo, we wouldn't be here this evening again. So thank you very much for your good job. So I would say Wednesday, it was a very exciting day. I think I would say one of the happiest day for this year in my life, because it was a very exciting day. And then we saw amazing company born ONPASSIVE. And then I received also a lot of calls for most of the webinar I attended, and then no people know me from the webinar, and also leader of French webinar. So most of the guy was asking me, yeah, we don't understand the English, but we know that there's something good coming. So leader, can you tell us a little bit about what happened? So I give them the most of the big lines about what is going on, the wonderful things going on in Dubai, and then our offices in Dubai.
He must have gotten taken out. He'll come back again. So when he comes back, he can resume. But let's go on to Collins Mana from the UK for now. Go ahead, Collins.
Yes, Auntie Lynn, yeah, thank you again for bringing me back. So I was just talking. I know Vincent just went out. Maybe it's I don't know what's happening. So yeah, if I look at ONPASSIVE on Wednesday, it was really massive, you know. And I remember after the lunch, it was 2 a.m. here. You know, I said, let me just take a nap. My phone started ringing. A lot of people calling me. Vincent called. He said, Collins, where are you? I said, I'm home. Can you come? Let's pop some champagne because I can't hold it. I can't take it again. I said, really? He said, yes, come over now. Then I have to drive there. I drove there, and then we're just like celebrating, two of us jumping all over. I said, Vincent, I can't really get this. I'm still like, it's like I'm dreaming. Did you just realize what has just happened in Dubai? He said, yes, they have just launched ONPASSIVE in Dubai. What will people say again? And I was just like so happy. Then I turned back, look at the other coin, flip of the coin, when Ash gave this present to all the engineers, those who are building the software, you know, the employees, you know, those present. This is something that has never happened.
Sorry, Collins. My connection dropped. Sorry.
All right.
My connection dropped. Sorry.
All right, don't worry. Yes, you'll come back.
Okay.
So I was so happy about that. And I told a lot of people, this brought tears. All of us here, we are working in the corporate world. How many times has your director or the owner of the business called people up and said, this is the present for you guys, for a job well done? Never. I've never seen that. Sometimes even to give you pay rise is difficult. The moment you sign in and you don't really debate your salary or whatever you want well, that is the end of it until you leave that job. What we call in UK, we call it inflation rise. It's not really a pay rise. But we're talking about those who have salary that are compounded. They give them new cars, new everything. Ask my father, treat them as family, not even as an employee. Who will not want to work for ONPASSIVE? Who? Where your CEO treats you as friends. Sometimes they will say, thank you, Mr. Ashmofara. Mr. Ashmofara will say, thank you too. Thank you too for doing this. He always thanked them. Someone who is so humble and realize the need that every human being deserves better. than treating them, like, a master and servant, because that is the way we are living today. You are just a master and servant. They make big bucks, but they give you just peanut, and they say they don't care, But look at this man treating this. I say, my goodness, I've never ever seen this in my life, where they give people phones, give them cars on top of their salary, which is compounded. You say that in your company, they'll sack you. Even to take you for dinner, they'll sack you. They'll tell you, no, we're not giving you. It's not there. So I just want to applaud Mr. Ashmofara for what you are doing, for treating, everyone as human beings. I think that is the other side, you are trying to change the dynamic of the corporate world, which I'm so grateful. And I believe every CEO will learn this from you. Thank you very much, Lynn.
Yes, I see it. And we saw it in Boston, where he treated us so well. And he treated, like, as I said, the Uber drivers and the waiters, all were treated with respect and kindness. And that's the same with how he treats his employees. So he's just a remarkable man, and we are just blessed to be part of this. Next, we have Bob Takusi from the United States. Oh no, let's go ahead and resume. Sorry, Vincent, you can finish what you were saying. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Auntie Lynn. Sorry, I was cut by my network drop. Sorry about that. So what I was saying is, on Wednesday, we were very excited about ONPASSIVE. Everything happened. ONPASSIVE was calling me everywhere, all over the webinar I used to do, to ask about more about what happened, and then tell them really what happened in Dubai. ONPASSIVE is all over in Dubai, every street in Dubai. So the people, we were very excited, and then it was very important day of our life. And then that day was like our dream come true, because it was like we are dreaming, and then we were not sure about that dream. But that day, the dream come true. It became the real thing in our life. So we were so exciting. And then I was receiving telephone call everywhere. People are so exciting everywhere about the event, about everything about ONPASSIVE, what happened. And then they were so excited. They said, look at. And then after that, we saw in the presentation, the big presentation, our big bro, Oliver, we saw our big brother, Bob, they were all there. So Auntie Lynn in the I said, no, this is a real, because this is people, we talk to them every single day here in our webinar. We talk in the webinar, but being with the CEO today, I know that is real, and then it's not a dream, it's real. So I was so excited. More than even excited for that day. I said, this is people, I talk to them. They are with our CEO today. And then the CEO was a wonderful, very good person who was taking care of them. So listen to Brother Oliver and Brother Bob. I say, they are being in good care that day. And then they were in good hands. People look after them. The CEO look after them. They were around with a lot of people, good people with good heart. So they look after them. And then the event also was great. We enjoyed every single part of the event. From the beginning to the end, I was sitting there listening. Everything was very powerful and nicely happened. Then we also like to thank our big brother, Brother Marty. We coordinated the event very so well that we didn't imagine that something wrong happened. So the event was very well coordinated. And then also we saw our Brother Ref also as a journalist also coordinate the event very well. We saw everywhere, every part of the event was very well conducted, and everything was very done. So we also, before to leave, I have to thank Auntie Lynn, and then also Brother Matty. They put the four of us together. Without them, we wouldn't be sitting here and talk. And then they make this event happen also. They make also our life change, because of this event, our also life change. And then because of that, we are sitting here today again and talking about that event. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my life for the great job you people have done so far. Thank you very much for that. Thanks also all the heroes, all the LC members, the heroes. Also, we come to the webinar. We learn from them also, the teachers, how to behave. And also to finish, my last word will go to the event. What happened in Dubai is amazing. Is amazing. Is I would say is over the moon, because that is an extraordinary event that we couldn't think that this is going to happen, and then this happened, and then it's real. So thank you guys for making my life something very big, changed my life completely. And then because of ONPASSIVE, I think I'm a new person. Everything has changed. So I thank you very much for what happened. And I will say in my last word, I'm someone, Oliver, Bobs, thanks you, and God bless you, all of you. I will leave from there.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Otile.
Vincent.
Mhm.
I love your enthusiasm. It's
Thank you.
precious. It's wonderful.
Mhm.
Next, we have Bob Takusi from the United States, who I'm sure has quite a bit to share with us.
Of course, Lynn, of course. Definitely. my daughter just turned 21 today, so she's celebrating with her friends. They're just trying to walk into me right now when I'm about to speak. So I'll talk to them later. Oh, man. Good to see you all, my brothers, Oliver, Collins, Vincent, Auntie Lynn, Brother Mari. It's a pleasure, as always, being amongst you all. I just have a sense of belongingness in this our little group here. It just makes me feel very warm inside. I must confess, and Oliver will bear me out with what I'm about to say. On Monday, in our little forum, even Auntie Lynn was there, in our little forum, the All Winners Forum, we have a priest, a Catholic priest, who is actually in England, Father Blaise. So as we're all brainstorming about, what do we think would happen on Monday, on Wednesday, everybody was giving their own ideas. Auntie Lynn, do you remember Father Blaise saying that, what if it is a metaphor? Because we're all looking at the sky. We're all thinking that it's going to happen somewhere up at the sky. And Father Blaise came and he said, what if it's a metaphor? It could be just a very, very exquisite, elegant event that is up somewhere. He tried to explain it in some other terms, but it turned out he might have been right. So I wanted to give that thumbs up to Father Blaise because his thought process was in that direction. So that was pretty good. But for me, Wednesday was the result of a technology being rolled out, or a company being rolled out. A company, as Mr. Ash Mufara always says, a company that is built with a heart. I mean, we start a company that's just coming into the market, or it's an introduction actually. We're introducing ourselves to the world. I've never seen anything like that. No company has ever come out that way, come out right at the top, instantly at the top. It is only because of the heart of the founder and the founders. Now, because every single one of us now, we are actually molding ourselves, or we are in the direction of thought, like Mr. Ash Mufare. And that is how Mr. Ash Mufare actually opens the event when he starts presenting ONPASSIVE to us. Remember the Obless video? I remember the Obless video very vividly. I'm sure around the world, there were many, many, many teary eyes. Inside the hall where we were, since we had that privilege, there was no dry eye. I can tell you that. But this is Mr. Ash Mufara's personal legend. This is who Ash Mufara is. And that is how he introduces ONPASSIVE to the world, by telling us that there is a greater good. This is who this man is. This is who he's been ever since he was a child. That is what has been in his mind, to go out and reach out to the world and make a change and impact lives. That is his personal legend. And that's how Ash Mufara starts to introduce this behemoth, this company that arguably is the greatest company that will ever exist for mankind. He launches the company. We are in Dubai, everywhere in Dubai, like Oliver says. There are buildings. We have friends and relatives in Dubai. Every day there's different, TVs are, popping up everywhere with ONPASSIVE all over the city. in Dubai, in the heart of the Middle East. That is where technology is now converging in Dubai. Everybody, like Oliver said again, there are 1.8 million people go to Dubai every year as tourists. These are millionaires, people with money. They are going to go in there and they will be suffocated by ONPASSIVE in Dubai. Right now, in the Middle East, in all that area, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, they are all digitizing their countries. And ONPASSIVE comes and places itself right in their middle. Mr. Ash Mufarah is a strategist, a strategic thinker. He does this. We are going to start over there in the next week or two. Maybe go somewhere, I don't know, maybe Africa, somewhere else. And by the time we launch in North America and Europe, the whole world will be suffocating with ONPASSIVE. He's a strategic thinker. And everything that Mr. Ash Mufarah does is well calculated. He doesn't do things, like try and error. No, it's well calculated and to the maximum opportunity for us as a company and for us as founders. I just remember having this, what I call exhilarating experience, being in the room and watching what was unfolding. It was just mind-boggling. It was like having an outer body experience, The imagery was just captivating you. The dancing fountain, the dancing fountain. Did you guys realize that those fountains were kind of dancing? Just that image, and then the laser on the Burj Khalifa building. I mean, that is technology. I just imagine what these guys, the people who put it all together, how much time it took, how much they perfected it to get it done for the right way, the visual effects and everything. It is because of the heart. The man who is behind this thing is somebody, I've always said this all the time. I always say Ash Mufarah is an extraordinary man. He's a unique individual, and we had the privilege to meet him one-on-one. Simple guy. When we met him for the first time, I was the first one who could see Mr. Ash coming. I had a better vantage position, and he saw me and he made to me like that. That should not say anything. He just came and surprised us. And I'm a big guy, okay? Ash Mufarah carried me up. He hugged me and he pulled me up of excitement seeing me, and he treated us like people that he had. In fact, I believe with every fiber of my being that Ash Mufarah, in his mind, we are his family. We are, that is what the message or the feeling that I had is that Mr. Mufarah believes in his heart that we are his family. And he demonstrated that in the way he treated us. From the dinner, the day that we came, to the next, on Wednesday, the rollout of ONPASSIVE, he was just a cool dude. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, which people would not know. Most people didn't see anything, but behind the scenes, little things here and there. Mr. Ash Mufarah was a cool dude, man. He's a real cool dude, no pressure. Everybody was just fine. We just knew maybe a delay of a few minutes here and there, but he was calm. And that calmness also trickles down to everyone else. Everybody else was calm. And everything unfolded the way it was supposed to unfold. He has this aura, this presence. When you are in the presence of Ash Mufarah, you feel the presence. There's an aura, right? He smells like $1 billion. When he comes to you, you feel him, you smell him. When he walks away from you, you still feel him and you still smell him. When he talks to you, Ash Mufarah, you have to have like I wish you have to have like a recorder on, because everything this man says, even if he's cracking a joke, everything he says is worthy of remembrance. You have to record it to remember. Everything that comes out of every utterance of Ash Mufarah is important. That's what I'm trying to say. The guy is just magnificent, Totally unique guy. They don't make him like that. He's a gift. He's a gift to all of us. And I think that he knows that. I think he knows that, and all what his mind is focused on is for the greater good. Delivering this unpassive, which is going to uplift all of us, the entire world, all of us, and also needing us to also replicate himself, like Oliver said. That's what the only thing we need to give back to Mr. Ash is to be a replica of him, you know. And I just want to also commend our brother Matty, who was I think we've declared that Matty is our chief operating engineer. That's Matty's title now, chief operating engineer. And then of course, brother Red. You see the magic of ONPASSIVE. It brings out, you know, talents that we didn't know. I swear to God, I was in awe with Brother Redfern's presentation. His journalistic ability was just, you know, soothing to me. I like the way he presented himself. He's like the authority, like some senior journalist from CNN or one of these top television stations broadcasting and giving a coverage for this, you know, giant of a company that is about to unfold. Then I want to also let all of us, those of us who are listening to me right now, to us, now we have affirmed on Wednesday, we affirmed that ONPASSIVE is not blind optimism, like Oliver said. It is not blind optimism. It is not wishful thinking. ONPASSIVE is here. We have, how many offices do we have? Just forget about the 2 offices that we have, the 2 that was shown to us on Wednesday, the 2 top, you know, floor 131 and 134 and 154 at the Burj Khalifa. Those are the latest offices right there in the heart of Dubai. But remember, we have an office already in Orlando. We have another one in Hyderabad. We have another one in Singapore. We have another one in Bangladesh. And now Dubai. This is a company that is starting. This is our starting point, guys. Just, I want you guys to feel me here. This is where we start. Orlando, Hyderabad, Singapore, Bangladesh, Dubai, and there are many more. You know, Mr. Ash does not speak until it is done. So I want everyone that is listening to us to know that ONPASSIVE is serious. ONPASSIVE is here. We are at the top. Mr. Ash told us that we're going to go to the top. He took us to the top. We're going to stay at the top. Whenever the case be, we're going to create another top. And remember, ONPASSIVE is what? SSS. Our products are superior. The system is sophisticated, the most sophisticated there ever. And we're secure. SSS. So think of S to the 3rd power anytime you think of ONPASSIVE. So I'll send it back to you, Auntie Lynn.
That was wonderful. You covered a lot of ground. I loved it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, at this time, we can take it back to Marty because Marty has heard all of these gentlemen speak, might have jolted some thoughts.
Yes.
Right, Marty?
Yeah, many. I'm glad that they were able to meet him in person, Ash Mifara, because they know now that when you talk to him, no matter what he's saying, there's always a reason behind what he's saying and what he does and how he acts. And and there can be 500 people there, but when he's with you, there's no one else in the room. When he talks to me on the phone, you feel like he's got your undivided attention. And he's always looking out for his fellow man. It's never about him. And I noticed I haven't met anybody like him. I've met people that, you know, close to him, but not at that level. And those type of people, you know what makes them great? They're the biggest servants in the world. They're the biggest givers. His thing is to give. And the more he focuses on others, the brighter he gets. It's amazing. And you guys are right. I'm not sure sometimes he knows. I remember a year ago or so, I said, Ash, do you have any idea how people feel about you? yeah, I hear this. And I said, no. I don't think you know. I'm talking about core people that really listen to you and really know. And one night I invited him to Papua New Guinea, and he thought it was for Papua New Guinea, and it was really for him. And when he left, he goes, "Oh my God." That's all he left. That's all the text he gave me. Oh my God. And I knew that was good enough. Because and you guys know this, he's not Jesus. He's not Moses. He's a man. He doesn't walk on water. But he is the most incredible man I've ever met. And he doesn't need to be put up here as Moses. He needs to be put up here as a really great human being and very unique. And he has the pressure he put on himself. Nobody would have done that. I told him, I said, he asked me, he goes, "Man, you wonder how many people would do?" I said, "No one. Stop wondering. Nobody in the planet, for one thing, would even think about doing it. And I really don't know anybody that could get away with it. But because he's do or die, he did it. And trust me, he's got other things coming that will blow up the world. I mean, just absolutely spin it upside down. I don't know if he shared someone with these guys, but he is, and then you hear people say, "Yeah, but how am I going to get my 3?" If you look at how it was built and what's going on, how are you going to get your 3,000? Is a little better question. How are you going to get your 30,000? I mean, just wait. It's going to happen. We can't tell you when, but you don't set up this foundation like this and put all the thought you could think of. Everything he did in the bottom part, in the foundation, is why we are in the tallest building in the world. What he did is why we're there. Where we're going is why what we're doing now. People think something happens, click, "Oh, I did this yesterday." No, he didn't. This came from his soul and his heart many years ago. Many years ago. He was meant to be where he is. And I believe a stronger power, God is involved, that he said, "Who could do this?" And he found one man. And it was Aswipara. I believe that with all my heart. And when I met him, I mean, it's like you have a beautiful child, right? Or something, you want people to see him. And that was my thing. I mean, I want people to see him for who he really is. Not a guy on a camera, not a guy in, over there or up there. When you meet him in person, it's mind-blowing. I can see out in these guys' face. I can hear it now. It's not what you think, and I have never met him in person. I've talked to him many times. He called me the night after the event, and he's still somewhere up there in Pluto or one of the planets, just soaring around. He's so into it. But I'll tell you what, while you think, okay, he's enjoying that time, he's running a multi-billion-dollar business, and you'll never see him sweat. Never. He doesn't get loud. He doesn't lose his cool. Even when you should be losing your cool, he does it. And I've learned so much from him. I think we all can. Those guys have only spent a few hours with him, but as time goes on, there'll be more hours that they'll be spending with him. I think anybody that wants to be something in their life, ONPASSIVE is your place. I think everybody has a voice. I think everybody has something to say, and we all have our lane. There's the OTech lane, and it's a big lane. It's as big as you guys want to make it. And I think a lot of people want to hear. And I think after the launch, it doesn't go away. It only gets bigger. And I'm just really happy that, yes, I had some intentions that I didn't tell people, but I'm glad they happened. I'm glad that you could see what I saw. And Ash told me later, they're amazing men. The tech guys are amazing men. And trust me, once he trusts you, he didn't look at you like family because you're not. He looked at you because you are. I mean that. There's no joke. No joke. He's closer to you than probably his regular family, some of you. I'm not kidding. That's how he is. And the biggest thing in his position is what? You guys know what it is. It's trust. IT is trust, guys. Without trust in IT, you have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. So anyway, I know I got off on a tangent, but I'm glad you guys are part of it. I'm glad you got to see what I saw. I think more people will see it. Don't be other get-togethers. The only thing I ask when the Apple Sparrows have a big living room so I can invite you all over. And we'll have some a lot of stories then, and we'll even bring Ashton so we can find out the real truth behind the scenes. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Marty. That was awesome. We're going to wrap it up now, but I'd like to give the 4 tech guys a couple minutes each to share before we end. And let's start with Vincent Ete. Go ahead, Vincent. Are you able to unmute, Vincent? Unmute. All right, we'll come back to Vincent. We'll start with Collins instead. Go ahead, Collins. Ete?
All right, thank you. Just thank you, everyone who's here. You know, without you, we wouldn't be here because you are all precious. You know, Mr. Ashmofara respect everyone. Whatever you are in ONPASSIVE, you are respected, and he treats you equally, like the way he treats himself. You know, there are 2 things that Mr. Ashmofara said, especially when I joined ONPASSIVE and grow in ONPASSIVE. The first statement that always resonates in my head is, if mankind cannot eradicate poverty, poverty will eradicate us. So, and he said again, I want to leave this world better than when I came in. You know, he really wants to leave this world so that when I look at it, he said, I want to leave a better footprint. So what footprint as a founder are we going to leave? That is what we have to, as he said, replication of what Mr. Ashmofara have done. Replicate. If we cannot replicate the goodness, then it's not what being ONPASSIVE. Because ONPASSIVE is not about getting the apples. It's about replication of goodness. You know, and I will leave it there because sometimes when I think about this, I'm really emotional about it. And I think about myself, will I be able to do this if I was like Mr. Ash? I don't think so. Like what Marty said, I don't think no one on this planet Earth will do what this man is doing. Sacrificing not only himself, his family for this. You know, a lot of family will break apart just to do this because a man who will sacrifice his family for this, honestly, marriages will break. They'll tell you, you are not worth being a husband to me because you don't even have time for me and the family. What's the point? But behind every successful man, there is a woman. I believe the wife is the power brand pulling ONPASSIVE apart, giving the time when Mr. Ash spirit is dampened. The wife will always come back and give a new energy and a fresh blood and say, you continue, we need to achieve it. And that is why he said it is either do or die. So I will leave it there. And I just want to thank everyone who is watching me and watching all of us. We just want to thank, and we are blessed to be in such an amazing company called ONPASSIVE. Thank you, Marty Digamo, for putting us together. And thank you, Auntie Lynn, for doing what you are doing to help us to pass the message across. Thank you.
Thank you, Collins. Let's go to Oliver Fontaine now.
Yeah, just want to say it was a good webinar, and we are here, and just want to say, please, what I would advise the founders to do is to don't think about the apple because it's a done deal. Think about what are you going to do with the excess. Start to make your plans. That the excess, what am I going to do with it? The homeless, the military people, like my brother Chris Johnson, that he's passionate about to help people in Michigan and to take it across the world. Because the point now is not to think about yourself, because thinking about yourself is a done deal. It's a done deal. Think out of the box. Be proactive. Be proactive. Now the baby is born. Now the baby is born. Now we know we are going to be fine. We are going to be fine. And then another thing I would say is, please make sure your email address, your passwords are intact, because we are now in the phase that things are going to start happening. So make sure every week, go to your email, go to your OFounder page, make sure the passwords are all okay, because we don't want that when we get in there for the KYC, people start stressing, calling, making all those phone calls. Go to your team, send bulk mail to your team, and ask them to send it also to their other team, so that by the time or the few weeks that want to get there, everybody is fine. There will be no wrinkles that people will be calling here, and I should say, I'll give you another 1 week, another 2 weeks to start delaying some of us. So I will leave it there. Welcome everybody, and thank you. We are fine.
Hello.
We are more than fine.
Okay,
We're
Anthony.
in great shape. Oh, Vincent, you ready to speak now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, Angeline. Yeah, thank you. What I would like to say on passive, it's not only about money, like our CEO said. So it's also the charity side of on passive. So we have Obless. So Obless is our charity. So we have to think about Obless, and always I always think about Obless. And then we need also to think about Obless. So people should think that Obless, we're going to use Obless to bless our other people in the world, because I know not everyone is part of ONPASSIVE, but we need to help poor people, those people who will be behind, so they need our help. So like myself, I always have a plan to build a hospital back in Africa for people, because sometimes because of paracetamol, someone die in the hospital. So my thing is, okay, only thing I can do to benefit the whole community is, because if I give money to someone, the money can finish. But if I build a hospital for the whole community, that's why I have a lot of account. So most of the account, I'm going to use the money to build a hospital, so that the hospital can help those community back home, and then look after everyone. And then the hospital also can benefit every single people from that community. So it's not only that. So also, before to end, thank you also all the participants today. It was a great webinar, and thanks all my IT brothers. Thank Artilene. Thank our big brother, Matty. He did also, and Matty and Artilene did an incredible job for us. And then because of them, we are here today. So thanks also all the ONPASSIVE participants for this webinar. We are here every Saturday. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Angeline.
Thank you, Vincent.
Hey, Lynn, can I cut in 1 second?
Certainly.
I want to say something. You guys always thanking me for being here and meeting you, but I would have never met you. I want to give a shout out where a shout out is due. I wouldn't have met you if Tony Monk didn't tell me to come see you guys, right? I mean, so, and he pressured, kept getting on me, and I'm so glad he did, even though he can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But that was one time when he pushed me. I'm glad I met you guys. All right. I might have missed it. Okay. I just wanted to say that. That's all.
Thank you,
Thank
brother
you.
Martin.
Thank you, Tony. All right. Go ahead and now we're here with Bob Takusti. Go ahead.
Yes, Anthony. Let me just say to Brother Marty that, yes, we agree, but we thank you, because sometimes some people could hear us but not see us, you know. So we thank you because you heard us and you saw us. So I just wanted to stress that. Thank you so much, bro. My closing remark is also in the same line like everybody else. You know, I believe that Mr. Ash, starting off presenting ONPASSIVE to the world with "Oh bless" is significant. That tells us, all of us, especially all of us who are the founders, his state of mind. Ash is not asking everything from us, but indirectly, that is what he's saying. He told us directly. He was sitting, Oliver and I were sitting next to each other. Mr. Ash was sitting directly across from us on Tuesday night. And he was talking about very, with passion about the replication of oneself. So I think that the only gift that we can give back to Mr. Ash, if we wanted him to be happy with us as founders, what he's done to us is to really replicate ourselves and do exactly what he has done for us and to the world. So Bless coming out with Bless first to push to show the world ONPASSIVE is significant. And we can all just do a little at a time. He has said that we should fill our tank. When you fill your tank is full. What do? Do you dump the gas out? No. You continue pouring the gas to other people with empty tanks, right? So, we can fix the world. We can actually join our hands. We are 1.2 million founders more. We can wrap our hands around every continent. 1.2 of us will join our hands around. We can wrap ourselves around Africa, around Europe, Asia, fix the problems together. So, bless, very significant. Thank you, Auntie Lee, for everything you do for us too.
You're welcome. All right, I think we've come to the end of our webinar. Any final words from any of you, including Marty? Everybody good? All right. We want to thank you for attending the OTech Pro weekly webinar held every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We invite you to join us again next Saturday, and we look forward to providing you with valuable information that benefits you. This is the only reason we have this webinar. It's for you, not for us. So please join us again. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye from